Uh, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes. Um, so
The
when
way we consume information also has changed nowadays.
absolutely,
We use
absolutely.
Wikipedia and internet, and we sometimes
Google,
even see on Instagram and get to know things.
get to know things.
Earlier,
Absolutely.
it was television and radio, right?
Television, radio, word of mouth. Today, the way we the way we look at things also has changed, as you have rightly mentioned. Absolutely, absolutely. The way you treat people has changed. The way we teach has changed. All of this is extrinsic transformation. Something above us is changing, and we don't have a choice but to align with this change, otherwise, we are outdated. This is the second kind of transformation, which is extrinsic transformation. And the third, very, very important kind of transformation is the transformation which we call as intrinsic transformation. Intrinsic transformation is that transformation that happens from within. Yeah. And here I would like to ask all of you a question. What do you think is most powerful? What do you think is most powerful? Intrinsic transformation, extrinsic transformation, or forceful transformation?
Depends on how strongly the person takes the lesson, right?
Hmm.
Any type of transformation can be really strong because if they have been in a natural calamity and over television, if they are repeatedly taught how to save themselves when there is another seismic shock, so they are never going to forget it because they think their life depends on it.
Right. So that's an example of a forceful transformation. Yes. But ultimately, it is when you think you have to transform, is that you really transform. Even in that aspect, when there is a calamity, right? When that transformation is driven intrinsically from within, is the most powerful way of transformation. And this is what the whole world has shown us time and again, that while extrinsic transformation and forceful transformation, both of them are not in our control. We only become adapters of these transformations, and the sooner we adapt, the better it is for us. But what is in our control is actually intrinsic transformation, which comes from within, and whoever happens to be successful, let's say people who are master of their crafts, people who are great legends, people who, are artists, world famous sportsmen, the Olympic champions, the FIFA, the World Cup winners of the world. For all of them, what drives them towards what they want is their intrinsic ability to transform intrinsically. That is what is that singular thing that is driving all of them. See, when we have a forceful event like COVID, right? Everybody got affected by it, but how many of them actually were able to make themselves better people? Those who intrinsically transform themselves, right? There are so many people who said, okay, I know how bad this is, and I'm going to quit smoking. Because next time I may not survive a COVID, or I may never be able to survive a COVID with the smoking habits, right? So that transformation came intrinsically. how many of them decided, okay, this is and you would have heard, right? These dialogues. அதுக்கப்புறம் என் வாழ்க்கையே மாறிடுச்சுங்க. COVID was a worldwide impact, right? But நான் என் வாழ்க்கையை மாத்துனது எல்லாரும் சொல்ல கிடையாது. Not everybody would mention that. Those who decided to take action, who decided to transform from within, took up those opportunities. And then transformation happened. Now, the biggest the biggest enemies of this transformation, benefits are also there and enemies are also there. So I'm going to use my two hands. One hand is the benefits, which I'll show you like this. The enemies of transformation, I'll show you like this, right? They put us down, and there are quite a few. And it is important for us to know what these benefits and what these enemies are, so that we are aware, and we channelize our energies in resolving them, rather than fighting against them. One of the very big case against transformation is that it is very, very hard. Yes, any change is hard. Small, medium, big, any change is hard. For the first few days, or for the first few scenarios, motivation will drive the change, right? Somebody wants to start a diet. Okay. For 10 days and all, there will be a lot of motivation. Then from 11th day onwards, they'll start running out of motivation. So transformation is very, very hard. And that is why not everybody transform. So that's one thumbs down. The second thumbs down is a fear, a loss of identity. You know, I have been I have been a smoker in the past, and with great difficulty, I am now very happy that to say that I'm absolutely 100% a non-smoker. From the day I decided that I've stopped, I've stopped. And one of the big challenges that thank you, that I had, which I never knew I had that, was that I will lose a lot of my friends. Loss, fear that I will lose an identity, because our habits drive our community. People who go to church, their community. That's a habit. Every Saturday they go to mass. That's a habit. That's a community that gets formed. People who go to satsangs, that's a community that gets formed there. Smokers, that's a community that gets formed there. Bikers, that's a community that gets formed there. Our habits drives our communities, and that drives our friends,
It is
right?
also believed largely that those who drink make closer friends. For whatever reason, it is believed even today that they can make closer friends if they drink with them.
Yes, because there is this thing that they deeply are able to openly share, because under the influence of a few pegs of alcohol,
Alcohol,
you don't
the
know what
inhibition is lesser.
exactly. Inhibition is lesser. Our guards are
Down.
down, and then the flow just happens. But what you say is right.
So it's a
So
tough choice.
yes, it is. So this loss of identity, this fear is very, very important. That there are a few people who don't become fit because all of their friends, all of the life, the various things that happen, they are all associated with what their current habits are. You know, they will call their friends. They Ingava will go here today. It's an eatery, right?
Mm,
That's the bakery. That is where they'll meet. Now, if this fellow wants to become fit, he can't go to an eatery.
mm,
So there is a fear, the the loss of identity. Yes. There is still evidence to say that 54% of people do not choose migration outside the state. 54 percentage of people do not choose to migrate outside the state. People in Tamil Nadu will go around in Tamil Nadu only. Why? Because outside the state, I lose my identity.
mm,
Or people from south will try to go within the southern states. It's not easy because they have to go through their identity totally. So that's another, thumbs down for personal transformation. And then there is this misconception. The third thumbs down misconception is, oh my God, this is a big change and it is going to require a big effort. So, how many of you have heard this? The imagined pain is greater than the pain itself. I love this fact. I love this quote.
mm,
The imagined pain is greater than the pain itself. Yeah. Oh my God, what is going to happen? Oh, இப்படி ஆகுமா அப்படி ஆகுமா? That pain has not come, but the way we imagine, many times the imagined pain is greater than the real pain. The
mm.
imagined problem is bigger than the real problem.
I'm from the medical field, and actually, there's a condition called as phantom pain, where
Phantom.
actually, if someone gets hurt and they lose a limb, they
Hmm.
actually don't have that limb, but
Hmm.
they have severe pain in that imagined limb. They are not able to understand they don't have the limb now. So
Hmm.
actually, they do prescribe painkillers for that, and they are given therapy. They are
Hmm.
shown that they don't have the limb. The pain is very real and it is severe pain, like as though it was before it was removed
Absolutely.
with all the
Absolutely.
injury.
True. True. No, it's so very true that this exists in our world. The imagined pain is greater than the pain itself. So this misconception that, okay, if it is personal transformation, it is a big change, this has to happen, that has to happen. But when the same kind of transformation comes from extrinsic mode, right? We change because we don't have an option. The same kind of transformation comes through force. Let's say, we are sacked, we lose our jobs. What happened? We don't sit and cry. Maybe that happens for a few hours. Then we start looking out for another job. Yeah, maybe a change in career. If that skill is no longer viable, we learn something, we make something good of ourselves, and we do a change in career. Right? But intrinsically we don't do it because of this misconception. And the fourth, big thumbs down is because resistance, due to this fact. There is this fact called, brain wants to always be in survival mode. Brain always wants to conserve energy. So what it does, risk எடுக்காத, don't take risks. No risks. Why? Life is going, no. Three meals a day, square meals a day, roti makan kapda hai, और क्या चाहिए? So these are the four very important aspects where transformation, these are the challenges that we all undergo, uh, because of which we don't intrinsically transform. One, hard, and it is very uncomfortable. Second is because of the fear of loss of identity. Third is this big misconception that big change is equal to big effort. And fourth is resistance due to brain conserving energy. So these are the reasons why people don't transform intrinsically. And ultimately, whether it is forceful transformation or whether it is, extrinsic transformation, real impactful transformation only happens when it is driven through themselves. It is not a luxury. Is it a luxury or is it a necessity? What do you think? Is personal transformation, is it a luxury? Is it a necessity or is it a trend? Huh? Everybody is changing. I should also change. What's your what's your take? In spiritual means, is it enlightenment? Enlightenment means to attain a certain significance. Suresh, is that right? You go to a certain understanding of the world, mm, so certain things. Personal transformation need not be called as enlightenment. Personal transformation could be termed as being relevant.
Mm.
Being relevant to today's day and age. Being relevant to the world around us. I believe that when you say enlightenment, it has to do with a bit of intellectual ability of that individual, the spiritual intellectual ability. Uh, if I have to say a little more clearly, personal transformation need not be that. It could be. I'll give you an example. I have an employee at my office who completed her undergraduation and she joined us. It's about 15 years that she's with us. And I keep telling, if you want to study further, you you tell me, we'll help you study further. For 11 years, I kept telling, she never came back. But at the 12th year, she came back and said, "You have been telling for all these 11 years. Right now, I would like to take up this opportunity. Thank you very much for not stopping to tell me." That's another story. But then what happened during that time was that intrinsic transformation. That okay, if I don't upskill myself, I'm going to lose opportunities. I will have a job, but I will see others rising more than me, despite I having more experience because I did not have the skills. That is a personal transformation. I usually also take this example. We have a lot of women employed at my organization, girls, if I have to say. Um, when when they undergo motherhood, they undergo a personal transformation. Actually, their maturity levels, their patience, everything changes because we see that they usually take 6 months of maternity break is mandated by the government, and we usually support them by giving another 6 months extra. So after 1 year, when they come back, it's a totally different person who's coming back. That's a personal transformation journey that they have undergone. Some people come back happier. Some people, come back very stressed, very tensed, with great difficulty. Those people have not undergone personal transformation. Uh, Priya ma'am, you have raised your hand. Please.
Just as you have told in the professional setting, in the personal setting also, I think personal transformation is necessary. It's not a luxury. But if a person does not think that it is necessary, they live through their lives as they are. But I think just as they lose out opportunities in the professional setting, they lose out opportunities to grow relationships in the personal setting.
Absolutely, absolutely. And here I would like to, I take real examples closer to my own life, right? And I'll take an example of my two people. I don't want to name the relationships, but just two elders. One elderly person. I have a daughter. I don't know if you were able to see. She's just 3.5 years old, and and then one elderly person has adapted himself to video calls and talking on the phone, and communicating with the little one, and another person has not been able to adapt. Means they are still speaking, but they don't know how to hold the phone, that only half of their head is visible, right? So here what happens is, the other person who has not undergone, unfortunately, that personal transformation is losing out on relationships, as you rightly said. Very small thing, but it is really happening. It is really happening. And that's a example very close to our home itself. Is that what you meant, or did you have something else
Yes,
in mind?
yes, no, that is true. And but you said it's a small transformation at their age. Maybe it is a big transformation,
Huge.
but we have to keep up with the next generation
Correct.
to keep up the relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because today, the next generation need not be closer to you physically, right? That's the world today. We live in a global village
Mm.
where our distances are flight times apart.
Mm.
And how would we survive in such kind of a global village? Is by adapting to technology.
Yes.
And that requires that internal intrinsic transformation ability. Any other examples that you may think of? It has become a necessity, Sumati says. Would you want to elaborate on that a bit, Sumati, when you say it has become a necessity? In what context would you say it has become a necessity?
So, as everything in the world has changed, only if we voluntarily change ourselves, we can adapt to the current trend and technology and everything.
Very true. Very true. Absolutely. And and there are these, people think that, okay, transformation, becoming perfect. That's what people think, but that's not the case. The point is to be a better version of ourselves. நான் நேத்தோடையும் இன்னைக்கு am I a better version? That when we think every day like this, and when we do certain things to make this happen, that is true intrinsic personal transformation that we are trying to accomplish. Are we there is this simple question that we should answer. Are we better than who we were yesterday? We don't have to compare ourselves to, our neighbors, our friend who is in Dubai or some XYZ country, or our relative who's had a few, crores in his bank account, or that jealous fellow who always keeps posting selfies in exotic locations. No comparison with the world is necessary. The comparison that we actually ought to do is with our previous day's version. Sureshji,
Yes.
absolutely. And that's the only comparison that holds good. Akash on 8th of December 2025 versus Akash on 9th of December 2025. Am I better?
Mm.
If I am on my personal transformation journey. If I am not, I'm losing out on my personal transformation journey intrinsically. Right? And many times we think, okay, talent is what is required. This is also a problem in today's world. Talent இருந்தா எல்லாமே பண்ணிடலாம். But actually 90% of the world does not run on talent. It runs on adaptability.
Mm.
Today I was doing something this way. Do I have the talent to still deliver the same result, but doing it in a different manner, relevant at that time?
Mm.
That adaptability is very, very important. Talent alone is not going to take us where we want to go. Adaptability is greater than talent. It is. I'm not saying that without talent, adaptability, with adaptability alone we can go. No. But adaptability triumphs talent.
Like
So
actually, yeah, sorry.
yes. Please go on.
Yeah, actually, if we try to learn a lot of things from the next generation, no, they are much more adaptive than us.
Yes.
Probably we can use our experience and use the adaptability skill and uh, become a better person.
Absolutely. Very, very true. Very true. Have you had these examples, anything that you feel in your circle which you can share here? Examples of intrinsic personal transformation, or somebody who had the opportunity but did not. Any of those examples, please feel free to pitch in, and let's make this a lot more vibrant.
Yesterday, I had been to a comedy show.
Uh-huh.
So there was an opener. He is from Coimbatore.
Okay.
So I believe he is a civil engineer. So in COVID, his work was totally stopped. No
Okay.
buildings were allowed to be built because it necessitated physical closeness, right? So he did not know what to do. His mother used to say, do something, what you can. So she always used to say, உன்னை engineering படிக்க வச்சதுக்கு ரெண்டு மாடையாவது வாங்கி கொடுத்துருக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு she used to scold him, I believe. So he actually said, ரெண்டு மாடை வாங்கித்தா, let me do. So he has started a dairy farm during COVID. Now he has from two, he has made it 12 cows in 2 years. Now
Okay.
he is making very good profit, is what he said. It is giving him more profit than actually his civil engineering was giving him. So now
Oh,
he has two sources of income now
income.
after COVID. So I thought that was fantastic. It was an open mind, right? To think what he
Absolutely.
can do.
Yes, yes. And I believe in this example, Priya, what you're trying to convey is that person has undergone intrinsic motivation.
Yes.
Though there were forceful, transformation factors, though there were extrinsic transformation factors, still that person underwent intrinsic motivation to come out, to transform from a zero cow owner to a 12 cow owner today.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else would like to share anything from your side?
First and foremost, intrinsic transformation makes us happy.
Yes.
We change ourselves first.
Yes.
So we will be satisfied with the transformation, and when we meet people with that transformation goes to them.
Hmm.
We will become an example. As you told, I was a smoker some 7, 8 years back.
Mm-hmm.
And one fine day, I stopped suddenly, and till now, I have not touched it. So that is a very good transformation which uh, I had, I
We
think.
both have undergone.
Yes,
Yeah. Yes.
thank
It
you.
is. It is life changing. I give you that.
But because of that, I lost so many friends and so many entertainment I lost.
We do.
And that is better than this.
Yes.
So I left and I am traveling in my own path now.
Very true.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much for sharing that personal journey, that intrinsic transformation that has happened in you, and how you came out of those, fear of losing the identity meaning friends here, the kind of lifestyle that we had, and all of that. And I think I am sure it has been hard, and all the four, thumbs down aspects that I mentioned, but still we came out emergent, and it is worth undergoing that personal transformation journey. Not at all easy. So
Mm.
yes, please. Who was going to talk? Okay. So what here we talk about personal transformation. Okay, transformation and let's let's bring some science to it. Let's not leave it to imagination, because that is very important. If we leave it to imagination, we can imagine whatever we want. Some people may say personal transformation means habits. Some people may say journey. Some people may say, something. But personal transformation is a five. Now, just look at your palm. Can you all look at your palm? Keep your palm in front of you, and look at it and say, okay, this is personal transformation. Just look at your palm and say, this is personal transformation. It's right there on our palms, right? Each one of these fingers denotes something. So the thumb on our palms denotes a personal transformation aspect called mindset shift. Okay, mindset shift, shifting our mindset. That's denoted by our thumb. The second is our habits and behaviors. This is what our index finger denotes. To whom should we point the index finger? Always to ourselves. Actually, never to others. That's a wrong way of using index finger. The index finger should always be pointed at ourselves. And when we talk about habits and behaviors, it is all about us. The third is what is our identity and what are our self beliefs. That's the third finger. What is our identity and what are our self beliefs? I I failed in my personal transformation journey of being a non-smoker. I failed for 2 years. That at a stage had come where I had become so frustrated that I had to seek professional help. And what that person did is he told me that what self-belief I had to change that.
Mm.
I had certain self-beliefs which were aiding smoking. And only if I change those self-beliefs, only if not change, at least let go of those self-beliefs, will I be able to change, or will I be able to become a non-smoker? Um, Unfortunately for me, it was not a one day switch. It was a ardent 2 year journey
Mm.
with so many times of failure. And finally, when I sought professional help, is when I was able to do. The fourth is emotional maturity. All of this makes no sense if we don't, go through the process of becoming emotionally mature. Maturity itself is emotional maturity only. That is what I believe. There is no other maturity. It's only the maturity, emotional maturity that we all have. So it's maturity or emotional maturity. And the fifth one is the pinky finger, is that of continuous learning. Is that of continuous learning. So we have mindset shift, we have habits and behaviors, we have identity and self-belief, we have emotional maturity, and the last one is continuous learning. These are the five aspects of personal transformation. And when we say we have transformed personally, all of these five have changed. Dr. Priya?
Actually, once when I was reading Louis Hay, the person who gives, who talks about self-talk, improving self-talk, and she gives idioms for self-growth.
Yes.
Louis Hay. So once she was saying that many of the times smoking is connected to self-worth,
Yes.
or it could be an issue of a lack or a yearning for suckling with the mother if a child did not get that. Then in later life, if the child had yearned for that, in an adult life it turns into smoking, because the activity is very similar.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
when I was reading about in
Oh,
Louise Hay book, she had mentioned about smoking like
very,
this.
very deep. Hmm. So I think one of the very important, you know, quotes that comes with respect to this transformation, which has hit me, is this: transformation is not mandatory, but
Mm,
stagnation is expensive.
very true.
Transformation is not at all mandatory, but stagnation is what is very expensive. And this, though the, it's just a few words, but there is so much of meaning in this particular quote. So much of meaning in this particular quote. And and many times we don't need a new life, we just need a new lens. The world out there is perfect or imperfect. We are not here to judge how the world is. We are here to talk about ourselves, of how we can make the best of the opportunities that we have. And for
Very
which,
true.
yeah, and for which we don't need to change the world. We need to put a new lens and look through that lens, because that can give us new perspectives. If we put a red color lens, the whole world is going to look red. If we put a black color lens, the whole world is going to look black. That doesn't mean that the world is actually red or black. Our lens is that. So if we can change that lens through personal transformation, then the world ultimately becomes, clearer and clearer and clearer. So, friends, let me ask you this. What is that one, aspect that resonates with you when we spoke about personal transformation? It could be something that you want to do. It could be something that you saw somebody else going through. It could be something that you have been struggling with, or it could be something that you have already done, and here you are. Let's wrap up once we finish sharing.
For me, tolerance, I am trying a lot to bring in.
Tolerance.
Yes. Like, for example, when I drive on highways, people usually they
Driving.
park the vehicle on the left-hand side on the road and speak themselves, and they don't know the danger of the traffic
Danger.
speed.
Yeah. Deep.
So that time I get tensed. Why these people are parking like this?
Mm.
So, lot of traffic nowadays. out there.
Yes.
Oh, that time I usually think I should be tolerated to move on this traffic, and I should be say like what I think, what I want them to do, I'll do first.
You'll do first. Uh-huh.
Like that. Oh, that's my point of view.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. So you will do what you want. You will do first what you want somebody else to do.
Yes, yes.
Okay?
Usually, when I stuck in a traffic, I show my hands like this. Come
Ah,
behind me. Come behind me. Don't
okay.
overtake and go and make more traffic.
More traffic. Huh?
Uh, but they don't listen. That time I get tensed. Oh, they don't have knowledge. I have to tolerate all those things. Like that, so many things are there. Is an example.
Yes. Yes. True, true. But I think the point that you are trying to drive here is how to become a person who accepts reality, that a lot many things are not in our control,
Yes.
and we continue to move on. Thank you very much for sharing, Suresh.
Thank you.
That's an important personal transformation journey that we'll have to definitely go through. Anybody else? Otherwise, I would like to leave you with one reflective thought. Okay, so this is my reflective thought as we end this session. I would like to I'd like all of you to think of this. What did I do today that aligns with who I want to become? This reflective thought we should ask ourselves every day. What did I do today that aligns with who I want to become? And I believe that can be a guiding force or a lighthouse for us to move forward in our intrinsic personal transformation journey. Wonderful. I usually prefer not to use that's my personal preference, that I try not to use a lot of PowerPoint presentations, but I hope that is okay, unless it has to do with very strong facts or something which has to be vividly pictured. Unless something of that sort, I usually prefer speaking. I do have some notes that I have made, so I'm referring to those notes. Do you feel this is tough, or is it better to for me to use a presentation? What's your
So,
preference?
okay, sir. We have
Okay,
spent 60 minutes just like that,
just like that.
talking,
Yes.
sharing.
Sharing, I think, yeah.
Social
Excellent.
media can be useful.
Hmm.
On days you have time, you can use it. Otherwise, today was very good.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And to all of you who have always been, very, very supportive of SAM every Tuesday, 9 p.m. You guys show up. Thank you so very much. And let's keep this legacy going. Thank you. And all of you have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. I have a busy, busy week, but yet, being here is very close to my heart. So I make sure that somehow either me or Jagan, we show up.
Thank you, sir.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night, sir.
night. Thank you, Sumati, Dr. Priya, Pradeep. We have a phone who has joined. I think the name is not there. And yes, Sureshji. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll meet next week, same time.